And some of them are giving me thumbs down. So you are not completed. Can you tell me the reason? Mention in the chat the reason. Those who are not completed, those who are not getting output, mention the issues in the chat. Topics. In the chat, the question must be regarding the sessions and all. That's it. Regarding the platform and all, they conducted another one session, the very session. You mention your issue in that session. Don't mention it here. Actually, we are joining through the correct link. Joining through with the correct link, it will not have the admit and all. So some of them are still doing okay. You just complete by today. Complete your task by today. So unnecessarily not doing the task and all, this is your fault. If you are trying and still it is getting error or some other issues will be given, you just try to complete the task within today. So many of them are getting error and all. I will, and after that we can move on. Okay, is that okay, right? I will show the code once. After that we can move on. Okay. Did you all see my screen? My screen is visible. And Zuha, and I didn't understand what's the background drivers. If you are asking for image, adding an image, I can tell you that steps and all, but I didn't know the background. Which background you are asking? In the middle of the meeting, if my screen is stuck or it will freeze, you just listen my voice because the network issue here some network issue is there. So you are all seeing my screen, right? You're all seeing my screen. Okay. So this is the import list. This is full of import list. And after that, I already told you that uncreate is the starting point of your app, and in the set content we are describing our app. So we are calling the two functions. We are calling two functions. One is the greeting text, and another one is a greeting image. So you have to mention the two functions in the set content. Whatever the functions you are calling in the code, how many you can call to three, four functions. All those functions will be mentioned here in the set content. You have to mention all the four, like how many of the functions you are calling. All the functions will be mentioned in the set content. And after that, this is the one function, the greeting text. Here we are giving the two text messages. And if any overlapping in your message displaying and all, any other issues will be there. Once check, you are calling this column function also. Why we are calling the column function for vertically arranged our message. I want my message to be displayed in the vertical order. If you want it in a horizontal, you can choose it in a row. Okay, so we are giving the two text messages for the text. For the text, we are giving the font size, line height, and alignment where we want it shown in the screen. And after that, we are adding an image to that app, right? So we are calling the another one function the greeting image. We are calling the another function greeting image, and you can see that sometimes that Android Studio will suggest another line here. If you type it here and if enter in the tab, okay, in this line, it will show some other options. So don't do that one. You have to type it as a paint resource, order, drawable, and this Android party is there, right? You have to mention your image name. In this place, you have to mention your image name. My image name is of Android party. Right? I'm mentioning that one. If your image name is something else, you have to mention that one. And the box text, you have to call this one also for spacing and all. And we are adding an image, right? We are calling this image function. And but in that image, the content description will be null. In that image, the content description will be null. If we run this program without adding this part, without adding the greeting text, we run the program, it will only shows the image. There is no text will displayed in that. So for that, we mentioned the greeting text here once. Mention the text message here once. And in the last part, in the preview part also, whichever the function you are calling, you have to mention those functions in the preview part also. In the set content part also, the preview part also, you have to mention the all those functions. We are calling two functions, greeting text and greeting image. We are already mentioned. And this will be the output. Got it right? Got it or not? Okay. Like session 4. You can move on to that session 4. Okay, okay. Once importing that image, I told you that I will tell that, right? So how to import that image and all, just a second. So you can see in the screen, right? In the left side, in the left side of your page, in the left side of your page, you can see the three options are here. So go to that resource manager. Go to that resource manager. In that, in that resource manager, you can see the plus icon, plus symbol. You can see the plus symbol is of add resources to that module. You can see that plus symbol, right? Click on that one, and after that, you select for that import drawables. Import drawables. So from here, I will tell orally what and all the functions, what and all the steps you have to follow, because I want have to share all the screen and all. So that's why. In you first click on that plus icon, plus symbol. So and that select for that import drawables. Select for the import drawables. Where your images will be stored, right? It will take you to that page. Select your image. Select your image and open. So after that, uh, import drawables like page will be open. The settings page will be open. After selecting your image, the page will be open. In that, so in that, it is asking for two information. One is qualifier type. Select the qualifier type as a density. Select that qualifier type as a density, and for the value, select no density. Select the qualifier type as density, and select the value as a no density. After that, click on next and click on import. Click on next. After that, click on import. So it will be imported to your resource manager page. You can see in my screen that Android party will be there, right? You can see your image in that place. Okay. So we can move on to that session 4. Tell you what is like what is this compose basics and all, and after that you by your own, without my help, I'm didn't tell you how to do these things and all. I will not share anything about this business card because it is very similar to that happy birthday and a greeting card. Whatever the functions, whatever the things you are happy birthday card. Steps card app. This is the fraction. Okay. So 6 to 7 texts, like 6 to 7 topics will be there. We have to align those things in a correct way, right? You have to add an icon. You have to add your name. You have to add your business name, phone number, email ID, location. If you want any other information, you can also add. So these six things will be have to displayed in your business card. So for that, like in that compose basics, they are telling like in that code lab, they are taking that one screen and divided it into some partitions, like a top first part, like a top is the first part, and after that one little bit part is the second step, and some other steps. In one screen, they are making the partitions. So then only we can correctly align the things in that screen while using the font size and the padding values. We are assigning those things. You can you just you want to add an icon for your business card, so that icon will be I want my icon to be in the center, in the middle of the screen. So you give it the alignment has in the middle, and the font size of 16 sorry 24 sp, and padding has a 16 dp and all. Like that, you have to give that icon the values and all. And after that, your name. Your name should be displayed after the icon. In the below of the icon, your name should be displayed. That name should be in the bold, and the font size of the name will be differ from that your business name. And those things will be displayed in the middle. After the in the bottom of the screen, I want my contact details to be aligned in the vertical form. Aligned in the vertical form. Like first thing is a phone number, and after below that phone number, I want my email ID. Below that, I want my location. So for this phone number, email ID, and location, you have to put an icons. Phone icon will be there. Email icon, location icons. Do you all know what is icon, right? The symbols. Icon is of symbol, the phone symbol, email ID symbol, location symbol. You have to add those things. So for build and business card, you have to use like what and all the functions you are using is vertical or horizontal things. If you want, you can add an image to your app. You can add an image to your app for the background. Otherwise, you can go with the solid colors also. For solid colors also, you can go with. Otherwise, you can add an image. And how to add an image and changing font size and all, you already learned those things. In the previous session, you already learned those things. So the whatever you are learning for practicing, they are giving this business card app. Here, they are not giving any code. They are not giving any ideas about how to do these things and all. They are just mentioning this much of information to be displayed in your app. And for the reference image, you can choose any image. If you want, you can use your image also. There is no particular image to be displayed. That is not the thing. You can use any images. You can search in like Google or internet and download those images, and you can use those things. If you're this is your business card, if you want your image, or if you want particular your business images and all, you can use those things. Otherwise, you can go with the solid colors, background colors. This is all about the session 4. In the compose basics, they are only giving that information about how to uh, prepare your UI, how to build your UI much more better way. Yes, you are free to design your card in any way. You can make your card in any creativity. If your creativity will be high, you can make it. I'm telling this. This is a card like you can add anything in your business card. If you want any informations, you can add. Don't we stick on to that just for that name, business name, icon, contact details. If you want anything, you just add. Any examples like what examples I should I give? I didn't understand what you were saying. Okay, for business card, for visually, actually, my I am also prepared that one. I'm also creating that business card, but unfortunately, it will that code will be gone. It's deleted. The project will be deleted. So that's why I'm not showing. Just give me a second. I will try to do. Is any other possible ways are there? Just give me 2 to 3 minutes. I will try to record reload it. If it's reloaded, I will show you. Otherwise, I can't do anything. No, it is not available. It is completely deleted. Otherwise, I will just. I'm also telling the same thing. My code lab. In that code lab, they are not giving that business card. How to? They are just simply giving that information. What another information there? You have to put it. I have to do it in the Android Studio only. In the upcoming sessions, whichever the app, like whichever the project you will do, you have to do it in the Android Studio only. Okay, I will try if I having any images of that business card, I will show you in the last in the meeting last. So now we can move on to that session 5. We have to move on. Got it right. We have to move on to session 5. And this session 5 is also it is about the Kotlin fundamentals and all. So this is full theory session. This is full of theory session. And another one thing is I'm just giving the brief introduction about those topics. I'm just giving the brief introduction about those topics. You have to go through with those code labs and learn the things, learn those topics briefly. Like Vijay didn't understand so far. I'm not sure he must create a project or project. I didn't understand what you are saying. Like you have to create new project. For your if you are creating any new project, that business card is a new project. That's it. I didn't understand what you are saying and all. Can you explain that thing? I can help you with the issue. Otherwise, we can move on. Okay. I will show you the. I will show you my business card image. That image, only the image will be here. So I will just show you that thing. So you can see this one, right? Business thing, and here I am giving the contact details. I'm using a background image, some laptop image. I'm download it in Google. So do you all see that one? Those who are asking for the examples and all, that's the example. So now you have an idea, right? Oh, okay. And we just move on to the next topics like sessions. You guys are taking too much, wasting my time. Like Pawan Kumar, how you add an images, the same thing you can add an icons also. So in the Kotlin fundamentals, in that Kotlin fundamentals, the session 5, you are learning about some topics. You are learning about some topics like conditionals, nullability, classes, objects, and lambda expressions. So you are learning about these things. Okay. So in the session 5, you are learning about the topics like an conditionals in Kotlin, nullability in Kotlin, classes and objects in the Kotlin. So there are in the session 5, there are links like 5 links of code labs will be there. 5 code labs links will be there. And in that, the fifth one is of practice. Just they are giving some codes how to get an output for that course and understand how it runs and all. And the another 4 sessions will be the practical sessions. So is anyone like you're all knowing what is conditional? So anyone can anyone tell me that what is conditional? statement, why we are using that conditional statements. Just tell me why we are using those conditional statements. Quickly mention in the chat. Mention in the chat why we are using those statements. Or branching. I'm not asking particular if else statements or why we are using those things and all. I'm just simply why we are using these conditional statements in the programming. Yes, Sushmita is giving the answer like a decision making. That's the correct answer. Like so many of them are giving. If I miss, sorry about that one. But now Sushmita and Satish will giving the answers as in the decision making and are making decisions. And that is the correct thing. Like we are using the conditionals. We are using these conditional statements to make a decisions. I will just give you a real life example to making decisions and all. So you just simply imagine you have to go out. You are planning to go out, but in the outside it's raining. Outside it's raining, but you have to go out. So now what's the decision you are taking? You are taking one decision. You just take the decision as a okay, I will take an umbrella and all. Right. So like that in the programming also. In the programming also, the computer have taken the decisions. So in the Kotlin, we are using if else statement and when statement. In the Kotlin, we are using the two statements, if else and a when statements. So that if else, before going to that if else, you all know about the if statements, right? Only the if statement. If the condition is true, the program will run. Otherwise, it will shows the error. Correct, right? Only while using only if statement. There is only one condition. If the condition is true, that program will run. Otherwise, it is showing error. So the another one is of if else statements. If else statements we are using for checking the conditions. If else statements we are using that one for check the conditions. Like if the condition is true, the code like the condition in that if statement will be run. Otherwise, it will take the otherwise it will run the second condition. If the first condition is false, it will take the second condition. I will just give you an example. Like I have a number. I have one number. I'm just trying to understanding you. Like I'm just having one number. Okay. So I have two conditions. Like I will give the conditions. If the number is greater than 10, I have one number. That number is greater than 10. That one condition will be no print as a number is big. Otherwise, print as number is small. So while if the number you just take it the number as a 9, the 9 is greater than 10. Sorry, 9 is lesser than 10. Sorry guys, the 9 is lesser than 10. So the condition will be printed is number is small. The first condition is false, so the second condition will be only run. In if else statements there are two conditions. Either one condition is false, the other condition will be run. If the first condition is false, the second condition will run. So this is like we are using these else statements for checking the conditions. Got it right? Like whenever I'm asking for reactions, you didn't give the reactions. And some other times unnecessary you are giving the reactions. So the one statement will be done. The another statement will is when statements. When statements. So we are using these when statements when we're having many possible conditions. If we are having a more possible conditions, in that time we are using this when statement. So now you can ask, like, ma'am, we have an if else statements. Like in that also we are using that elif, else if any other conditions will be there, you can use the elif or else if, right? That's right, right? Like where if the conditions will be there are two to three or four conditions, we are using the elif or else if conditions. But why we are using this when statement in that rather than the else if and all? Because you can see, like, if you're having if, elif, else if, and then else conditions, it is making like a mess. It will look like a mess, right? So for that, so it will didn't understand how to uh, like what like which condition is running and all. We didn't know how it will look like a messy and all. So for that only we are using these when statements. For when statements, you can take it as an example, like in traffic example, traffic signal example. You can just take it. If that traffic signal is up in the red color, we are having a three conditions. If it is an go or ready to go, or it is a stop. So we are having three conditions or three possibilities. So in that time we are using this when. Or if you are taking a leave for some days and you didn't have to mention all the days and all. And that time you can use that when statements. So instead of writing the many else's and else's statements, we can use the when statements. Got it right? And another one topic is there, like in keyword. The another one topic is of in keyword. So did you know where we use that in keyword and all? Like whatever the examples I'm giving, those examples will not be in the code lab. The code lab will having other examples. So I'm just trying, like you just remember that why we are using these things. That's it. Don't remember like how to execute it and all. When you go through with the code labs, you can understand those things. You just know learn like we are using the if else statements and when statements. If else statement for checking the conditions. When statement when the more possibilities will be there, we are using that one. Simple. That Kishore Kumar, you are asking for that code labs, right? So that's why I'm telling these things. So in keyword, we are just using these in keywords To check if a value belongs to a range, that in keyword, we use that in keyword to check that value is belongs to that range. So while taking a range, while check and range in that situation, we are using this in keyword. Like you can mention that example like if marks are between 17 and 19, instead of that you can use that it is in the range of, it is in that specific range. So in specific range. So while checking that range, just remember these things. While checking the range, we are using this in keyword. Okay, you have a doubt, tell me that Manisha. So it will time saving. So quickly mention your doubt. Otherwise, in the meeting end, you can ask. That range, we are using that one. That's it. And this is of one code lab. The information is in the one code lab. Like I am just telling the topics and simple understanding. You have to learn deeply in these topics. Go through with the code labs and all, and read those code labs. You will understand deeply about these topics. Okay. And the next thing is of nullability. The next thing is of nullability. So did anyone tell that what is null? Mention in the chat what is null. Correct. That null means empty. There is nothing assigned there. So you are all knowing that in the programming languages, this null will cause us a serious errors like a null exception, null pointer exception and all. Use operator. So in the starting, I will tell you that Kotlin have a default values. There is no null thing is there, right? So this operator will give the function of this LV's operator is providing the default values. The variable is null. If any variable will be null, this operator will give the default value to that variables. So that's why in the Kotlin, the null thing is not there. It is automatically by default, it is having the values in the variable. Understand, right? No one is giving any reactions and all. I think you are all sleeping for theory classes. This is the time of like snacks and all. But I am telling the boring lecturings. I understand what you are feeling. In like 15 to 20 minutes, we will wind up. So just focus on that what I am telling. So the last operator is of not null assertion. The last operator is of not null assertion. We didn't use this operator much because it is slightly dangerous to use, because if you are programming, if you are using these things, sometimes your program will crash. So that's why we are not using this operator too much. Just I will tell you what this operator will do and all. It will just forces the Kotlin to treat that not null, like value, null value to that not null. Like, how can I tell you that one? So there is a null value in your code, but it will force us, if you are using this operator, it will tell you to treat that null value to be a not null. This is the not null assertion. And other two topics like the classes and objects, lambda expression and all, have to go through with the code lapses and read those things. I'm just explaining simple topics like it's only two code labs topics. The other two code labs will be there. The classes and objects of the Kotlin, lambda expressions and all. You have to go through with those code labs. You have to learn. You have to read those code labs. So this is all of session 5.